the earlier days, people would leave everything away, and for 15 days they would go to Badrikashram. The world could not get to them. But now the situation has changed, because you can go there in a helicopter, and even there you will have a hotel with the TV blaring at you. So, the purpose is not served. And if you strive and do it properly, you can get the benefit of the Badrikashram Yatra while sitting in your house itself. Jagat Guru Shri Kripaluji Maharaj says, Charo Dham kahe kare Govind Radhe Tera Hari Tere Ur Baitha hai bata de. You are going on the 4 Dham Yatra. The same Badri Narayan Bhagwan is sitting in your heart. So learn the art of how to meet God in the confines of your own home. How do you do that? Take out some time in the day. I give this example of milk and water. Consider milk to be like your mind, and water to be like the world. Now, if you take the milk to the water and pour it in, the water will dilute the milk. If you take your mind to the world, your mind will become worldly. But instead, for some time, you keep the milk away from the water. And in isolation, transform it into yogurt. Now churn the yogurt and extract the butter. This butter can challenge the water. Mr. Water, I will sit on your head and float, you can do nothing to me. As long as I was milk, you would dilute me. But now I have enhanced my concentration. I have become far stronger in my personality by staying away from you for a little while. Now that I am butter, I am immiscible. How did this transformation in the personality of milk take place? By keeping it away from water for a little while. It became possible. Similarly, for a little while every day, keep your mind away from everything worldly. This is the ekanta sadhana. If 50 people are sitting with the intention of sadhana, that will also be called isolation, because the world is not getting at you there. So in that isolation, solidified the absorption of your mind in God. Once you have achieved that, then when you go about doing your worldly duties, you will find that you are retaining the divine consciousness, the spiritual perspective, the sublime and noble thoughts. It will come naturally to you. Of course, you are not going to become expert on day one. Don't think I did sadhana for a little while today, so now I'm also King Janak. When you first plant a sapling, you need to protect it. Put a fence around it so that no goat grazes it off, no cow makes lunch out of it. Keep a watch, it gets sufficient water, but not so much that it's drowned in the water. It gets enough sunlight, but not so much that it dries up. Initially, you are very careful in protecting that tender sapling. But once it's become a huge banyan tree, now there is no worry. What to speak of tying a buffalo to it? You can even tie an elephant, nothing is going to happen. But the first day, you were careful. Similarly, when you take your first steps of sadhana, be careful that the kusang, the negative association of the world, doesn't graze away the sapling of bhakti, the bhakti lata that was planted in your heart by the grace of God and Guru. Later on, when you've achieved proficiency, it will not matter. Chandana vishavyape nahi lipate rahata bhujanga. But initially, we must be wary the extent to which the mind gets attached to God. To that extent, your spiritual power will increase. To that extent, you will get control over anger, desire, greed. Because to that extent, your mind will be purified. If you have attached your mind 25% to God, that means your mind is 25% detached from the world. And you have enhanced your spiritual power by 25%. If there is a 25% irritation, cause for anger, you will not become angry. You have developed the spiritual power now. Increase your attachment to God 50%. Your detachment will become 50%. Your spiritual power will be enhanced to 50%, and you will get a 50% grip over the defect of anger. The day the mind is 100% attached, it will become 100% detached, and all these defects will be removed from the root. That is the spiritual art of mind management.